What's going on YouTube? It's O'Neil from Tapped In with O'Neil, and this is a little midweek, or not even a midweek, end of week update based on the options plays that I've been making. I'm going to show you guys how I made $600 this past week. I ended up making about $300 to end this day off. It was really before then, but it's going to show in the options play that I show you guys now. I'm not going to make this video too long, because this is just a little midweek to end of week update, and I have the weekly $1,000 investment coming up, and we got some big moves to make with that. So I'm not gonna make this video too long. This is just specifically on the options that I told you guys, because I remember I told you in the last video, well, not the last video, yeah, it is not the last video, but the previous video, talking about how I made $700 on a monthly basis with options. I told you guys I was gonna look to make some plays, and I did make some plays, and I made some money, made some safe bets, kind of cutting it close, but I'll show you guys. Without further ado, we'll hop right into the video. All right, so as you guys can see, the account is sitting at $36,000 right now. We're not here to dive into too much on what the account is looking like. I'll do that in my weekly update, but let's just show you guys the options that we've been making. So as you guys can see, I'm up $633 this week. That's up 86.84%. like, that is like almost unheard of to be up that much. It's pretty good. We did pretty good. As of today, we made $316. It's showing. I did end up making a play on JetBlue, as I mentioned to you guys. It was either going to be JetBlue or the VIX volatility index that I was going to try and make my play on, and I ended up ultimately going with JetBlue, because it's just a safer bet. It was a safer bet. Even though I could have made a lot more money with the VIX, it just would have been a little bit too risky. I'm going to show you guys VIX. The play that I was going to make on VIX, it was, it's not going to show up now because the trade already ended. I think it was supposed to be, what is today? Today's the 17th, so the play would have ended on the 14th, if I'm not mistaken. 14th or 15th, one of those two. But yeah, I was going to make call out a $28 put, and I would have made $250. I'm not too sure. I think I might have screenshot it. If I did screenshot it, I'll put it up right here or right here, so that you guys can see. But I would have won that trade because VIX did not fall below. But this index is a very risky index. I would not recommend getting in this. This is a very risky investment, because if the market ends up recovering, you might just get stuck with these shares. Yeah, so you don't want to play around with this. There's a lot of money to be made with this index, but this is not something you want to play with. And remember, guys, this is not financial advice. This is just something I'm doing, and this is just for entertainment purposes only. So you do what you want with your account and with your money, but I am not giving advice. So a little more on VIX. Is a volatility index. Basically, anytime the market is doing well, this index will go down. But there was still more uncertainty within this week, with tariffs, China going back and forth with the United States, and so it was still a lot of up in the air. Hold on, let me just put this on. Yeah, so it was a lot of things that was up in the air this past week. As you can see, it went from 54 all the way down to 29, which is cutting it close to the put that I was going to sell on it. But I'll show you guys the put that I ultimately ended up doing. It was, let's go into it, JetBlue. So I sold a JetBlue put of 3.5. The strike price being 3.5, and I sold 22 contracts on a 3.5 strike price put for JetBlue, and it did cut close. As you guys can see, the share price right now is at 33.66. So 22 contracts for it to hit the strike price of 3.5, Had it hit the 3.5 strike price, I would have been assigned 22 contracts of JetBlue. So it's a good thing that it didn't go to that. I did end up making, I'll show you guys how much I made from this contract. And had I gotten signed these shares anyway, I would have just used the wheel strategy to sell the calls. I'll show you what the calls look like, how much you can make from the calls. No, you JetBlue. All right, so we'll go into trade options. Let's just sell a call for next week. So had I gotten assigned the shares at 3.5, I would have sold the call for $4. Click sell. 22 contracts. I would have made $65, which is not that much compared to what I had made on selling the put. But it's still money, you know, still money that you can make on top of if the shares end up going into the money at the $4 strike price. You would sell those shares so you gain a profit on both ends of the stick, which happened with another one of my stocks, and I'll show you guys. See, saying the put is expiring. It's expired today, but you know it still takes some time to process. But I ultimately end up making $110 from this put that I sold, and that was the only put that I managed to sell this week. Let's see. Show more into the other put. So the other put that I had that was expiring this week was the Tesla. Where's Tesla? The Tesla put of $7. There it goes. Okay, so yeah, I sold a Tesla put of $7. I had sold three contracts. Tesla is actually trading at 7.43 right now, so it didn't quite hit the strike price of $7. So I get to keep that premium and just go on about the day. And remember, as I said in the last video, I don't like trading ETFs or selling puts or calls on ETFs because they only trade on a month-to-month basis. As you guys can see, May, June, August, November. Like, I can't wait that long for the money, even though there's a lot of potential. It's just too much, and I like to see my money weekly or at least every 2 weeks. I don't like to do it on a month-to-month basis. So yeah, I had sold the put of a $7 put, and I did, if I'm not mistaken, 3 contracts. So that would have been $100. I can do this again and make the $100, but I'll be waiting a month to see what happens, and I don't want to do that. So I'm glad I didn't get assigned the shares, and I'm out of Tesla now. I'll probably wait to get back in when what did it say? May 16th comes close, which would probably be in about 2 to 3 weeks. I'll wait till it gets closer to that date to start selling puts again. Let's see what else we have. We had a call for Snap. This call I didn't get rid of, right? I had 6 contracts on an $8.5 call for Snap, right? Snap didn't hit the $8.5 strike price, so I just ended up keeping my shares, which they assigned me the previous week, and I just made the money from the premium. Let's see, where's the money that I made on the premium for Snap? 162. Yep. See, so I made $162 from selling this call to expired today, which expired today. The shares didn't get called away from me. So what I'm going to be doing is the following week, I'll be selling another call, 6 shares or 6 contracts, I should say. So this is what I'm going to do to make some money. I'll click sell a call at the same $8.5 strike price. We go 6 contracts. I'll be making $41. Which is not that much, but still money, still free money, and I'll take it, you know. Or we can do the $8 strike price, which I'm not too sure I want to do. We can do 6, and we can make $125. So it's all up in the air what you want to do, but I'm pretty sure I hit that strike price, and then my shares would get called away from me, and I'm not sure if I will maximize my profit that way, but that would just get rid of the shares. And then again with the YMAX, as I mentioned in the last video, these are shares that I want to get rid of. I'm gonna wait till it gets closer to the $13 strike price, and then I'll start to sell, because as you guys can see, my return is negative $37, and this is another ETF, so it trades on a month-to-month basis, and I don't like waiting that long for the money. If it gets closer to the day, I'll just sell another call on it and see how much I can make from it. And then I got my when it comes to SMCI, talk about SMCI. I had one contract, sold a call of a $31 strike price. So these shares actually got called away from me. Yeah, these shares got called away from me because, as you guys can see, it did hit that $31 strike price. So not only do I make money on the premium, but I make money on the amount that the shares grew from the $31 strike price. So I had $3,100 assigned to me in this stock, and these shares are going to get called away from me once this trading day is up, pretty much, and I'll get that $3,100 plus the premium and plus whatever else I got from hitting the $31 strike price. So it's just like it's, I know this may seem complicated, but this is like how you can make money. It's so easy making money. Obviously, you guys need to do your research, do your own due diligence to understand how options work. I'm trying to explain it to you guys the best way I can, but this is just what's been going on with my account. As you guys can see, like I said, $633 in the week. You can't beat that. You cannot beat that. And I got some plays that I'm going to be making coming up. So make sure you guys stay tuned for the next video when we do our weekly investment. I might try to do something a little crazy. Not necessarily crazy, but I'm going to make a lot of money. I guarantee you I'm going to make a lot of money in the next coming week if I'm able to do what I'm able to do. So just stay tuned for the next video. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. Make sure you guys hit that like button, subscribe, turn on post bell notifications to look out for that next video. Leave a comment, leave some feedback. Let me know how you feel about it. Do you feel like I explained this the best way I could? What questions do you have about options? I answer all my comments. So yeah, go ahead and let me know. But O'Neil from Tapped In with O'Neil.